General Hospital latest update. On Monday's General Hospital, emotions ran high as Elizabeth discovered an engagement ring box just after Lucky confessed Christina was behind her accident, a truth he'd kept hidden. Meanwhile, Gio interrupted a heated argument at the Quartermaine mansion where Brooklyn lashed out at Lois and Gloria for hiding that Gio was her son. At Sunny's, Gio sought answers about his past and was offered support and a place to stay. Michael and Christina strategized against Willow in their custody battle, while Alexis faced scrutiny over Ace's missing trust fund money. Drama, secrets, and strained family ties rocked Port Charles. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital Monday, June 2nd recap. Liz's engagement ring discovery. Gio interrupts family feud. General Hospital recap for Monday, June 2nd, reveals that Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, made an engagement ring discovery while Giovanni Mazza, interrupted a family feud at the Quartermaine mansion. Let's discuss all the drama that played out in Monday's exciting GH episode. At Carly Spencer's Laura Wright place, Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Monsey, had a sweet reunion with Michael Corinthos, Rory Gibson, before they discussed the looming court battle. Christina had turned against Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, and supported Michael taking the children from her. After Michael admitted Drew Cameron Matheson, bought property in D.C. and could move there with Willow along with the children, Christina knew how much was at stake. Now that Michael was ready to come out swinging, Christina thought Willow would see a whole new Michael in that courtroom. In Alexis Davis's, Nancy Lee Grahn, office, she explained away the missing $10 million by assuring Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis, of legit investments. Alexis' assistant, Suzanne Jen Ray, came in with the Dolos paperwork, but Laura was too busy to go over it now. After Suzanne mentioned something about Laura's family expansion, she was confused. Once Alexis was alone, Marco Rios, Adrian Anchondo, came in after looking at the Dolos papers. Since it was obviously a recently formed shell company and looked like a money laundering situation, Marco raised his concerns to Alexis. After watching Joe's meltdown online and reading posts about his true parents, Rocco Falconeri, Fincar, quizzed Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, about whether Brooklyn Quartermaine, Amanda Seton, and Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, were really Joe's mom and dad. Dante popped up and confirmed it was true, so he explained things to Rocco as best as he could. Lulu also admitted to her investigation, which led to the truth spilling to Gio. Later, Laura showed up to support Lulu since she got updates on the nurses' ball being so eventful. At Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, house, Gio arrived looking for answers. Sonny insisted he only found out Gio was his grandson after all the nurses' ball chaos erupted. Lois Cerullo, Rena Sofer, didn't know Sonny was Joe's grandpa either until after everyone learned Dante was his son, so Sonny explained that as well. Although Gio assumed Dante hated him and was reluctant to form a real bond, Sonny thought he should give himself some time. Once Gio was gone, Dante came to talk to Sonny about the 22 years he missed with his son. At the Quartermaine mansion, Gloria Cerullo, Ellen Travolta, defended Lois, but Brooklyn remained furious with them both, especially since they kept the secret even after Gio became an orphan. After seeing how shattered Gio was on stage, Brooklyn wondered how Lois and Gloria could tell her they were doing what was best for her along with Gio. Suddenly, Gio appeared and interrupted the already tense conversation. At Elizabeth's place, Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, came clean about Christina going after Ava Jerome, Maura West, and cutting the brakes on Rick Lansing's, Rick Hurst, car by mistake. Now Lucky didn't see any benefit to sending Christina to prison, but Liz worried she could target Ava again. Lucky insisted Christina had learned her lesson, and he was also an accessory at this point, so it was too late to go to the cops anyway. Since Lucky was trying to be honest and deserved the trust Liz was placing in him, she appreciated that. Elizabeth promised to keep quiet and wanted to just move on from all this. After Liz talked about Lucky helping her make the best of a bad situation regarding her broken leg, they shared a warm moment. Once Lucky left the room, Elizabeth was stunned to see what appeared to be the engagement ring box he left behind on the sofa. General Hospital spoilers say Liz and Lucky will have a lot to discuss soon, so stay tuned for more news on what's ahead for these two. Elizabeth has a surprising reaction to Lucky's confession, and Gio turns to spoiler with questions. Today on General Hospital, Laura and Marco have questions for Alexis regarding Ace's trust fund. Michael and Christina discuss the changes in Willow, and Brooklyn lashes out at Lois and Gloria. At Liz's place, she asks Lucky what he knows about her accident that he hasn't told her. He admits he knows Christina caused it. Lucky explains that Christina lost it after a fight with Ava and went to cut her brakes, but it wasn't Ava's car she tampered with, it was Rick's. Liz is stunned and asks how long he's known, and he admits since the night it happened, and he's been covering for her the entire time. Lucky explains what happened that night, and Liz asks why he hasn't turned Christina into the police. He says Christina could have gone to prison for life, and Christina didn't plan this. It was a momentary lapse of judgment, and she tried to stop what she did. Liz says but she didn't, and both she and Rick could have died. Lucky knows, and the only reason Christina isn't behind bars is because she and Rick are okay. He doesn't see how it benefits sending Christina to prison. Liz does, it might keep Ava from being killed. Liz asks, what if Ava upsets Christina again? Lucy insists that Christina sees this as a wake-up call, and she understands her mistakes. Liz asks why Christina's mother, the lawyer, can't help her. Lucky says it's too late, as he's now an accessory, so if Christina goes down, he will too. Liz tells Lucky this is just great. This doesn't just affect the two of them. She tells him to think about Aiden. Liz asks if he really believes Christina won't hurt Ava, and Lucky does. She says she'll keep Christina's secret. She sees no other choice, and so more people don't get hurt. Liz is glad he was finally honest with her and asks what changed, why now. He knows being with him takes a big leap of faith, and he wants to be worthy of her trust. He says she's the most important thing in the world to him, and if she didn't survive, he couldn't handle it. Liz says, thankfully, she's fine, and they can move on from all of this. He kisses her cheek, and she says he managed to take a horrible situation and make it wonderful. It was wonderful having him here to take care of her, and she'll miss that when she gets out of this cast. Lucky says there are still things to look forward to, like the dinner he's making her tonight. He gets started on it. After Lucky gets up to start preparing the food, Liz finds a ring box he seems to have accidentally left behind on the couch. Michael and Christina trash talk Willow. Christina stops by Carly's place and is glad she could catch Michael before court, as she has so much to talk to him about. Christina knows he always wants to see the best in people, and he wants to do right by his kids, and he may want to compromise with Willow. She tells him that it would be the wrong move. Michael is surprised to hear her say that, as she always gave Willow the benefit of the doubt. Christina says that was before she became obsessed with Drew, and it's just like when she was consumed with Shiloh. Now she's bouncing the kids all over, which isn't good for them. Michael says it gets worse, as Drew has bought property in D.C. Christina can't believe Willow would take his children from him like this, and this doesn't sound like Willow. Michael says Willow has chosen to prioritize Drew and destroy their family. Michael feels he and Willow never really knew one another, and they hid their dark parts from one another. Michael says Wiley and Amelia are no longer emotionally safe with Willow now, so he has to take them. Christina knows that when Willow walks into that courtroom, she'll see a whole new Michael. Laura and Marco have questions for Alexis. At Alexis' office, Laura tells the lawyer she gets monthly statements for Ace's trust, and it seems $10 million is missing. Alexis explains she understands her shock, but she diversified some of the funds, and that is all. Laura is relieved, but surprised she's being so hands-on, seeing that she didn't want to be the trustee. Alexis says Ace is family, so she wants to ensure his trust fund is secure when he can access it. Laura tells Alexis not to overextend herself, as they know the Cassidy name carries baggage, and she doesn't want this to add to her stress. Suzanne interrupts with the investment funds portfolio that Laura was asking about. Alexis asks if she wants to go over them now, but Laura can't, as she has other obligations. Suzanne congratulates Laura on the new member of her extended family that social media is buzzing about. Laura asks, "Excuse me?" Laura takes off, and Susan feels terrible about what happened. Alexis says Laura actually had a right to know that information. Marco arrives to discuss the statements Suzanne had him pull on the Cassadine investments. Suzanne leaves them, and Marco tells Alexis that this fund seems to be a shell company, and these transfers look like money laundering. Alexis tells him it's taken care of, but he asks if she is sure she's okay with this. Rocco learns about Gio. At Lulu's place, a frantic Rocco asks his mom about the social media posts he's seeing and the fallout from the nurses' ball that Gio says he's Dad and Brooklyn's son. Dante appears and tells his son it's true. Gio is his son and Rocco's brother. Rocco says this makes no sense, as Joe's mom was a violinist and his dad died in the army. Dante explains that Gio was lied to, as they all were. They sit down to talk, and Dante explains he met Brooklyn at summer camp when they weren't much older than Rocco. He says they were careless, and Brooklyn never told him she got pregnant and put the baby up for adoption. He's still trying to get the details straight himself. He found out about Gio when everyone else did last night. Rocco asks if this was all a secret. How did Gio find out the truth? Lulu confesses it's because of her. She found out about Brooklyn and Gio, and she felt his dad needed to know. She struggled with what the right thing to do was, and she respects Brooklyn's right to make her own choices regarding her pregnancy and adoption. However, she didn't like the lies, and she couldn't keep quiet about Gio, seeing that he was in both Rocco and Dante's lives. She didn't tell Gio, but she believes he overheard her talking to Lois about him. Rocco asks if he should reach out to Gio. Dante tells his son no, and this is on him to do. Dante takes off, and Lulu tells Rocco that she believes that with time, Gio will see that Dante is a good guy and a good dad, and he'll see how great it is to have Rocco as a brother. Just then, Laura arrives, having heard about the eventful nurses' ball. Gio turns to Uncle Sonny. Gio turns up at Sonny's door. Sonny invites him in, but Gio asks if Sonny, before coming in, knew the truth. Sonny has his own questions and invites him in to talk. Gio walks in, and Sonny admits he never knew he was his grandson, and he never knew Brooklyn was pregnant. Gio asks why he's always been so nice to him if he didn't know. Sonny says that when Lois introduced them, he knew from the first moment how special he was. Gio thinks there is more to it. Sonny says Lois is his oldest friend, and the Chirullos are family, so he helped him, because that is what family does. They sit down, and Sonny tells that Lois didn't know Dante was his son until after she coordinated putting him with Camilla. The truth about Dante came out much later. He can't defend Lois or her secrets, but it's also how he and Dante know where Gio is coming from. Sonny says it took time and work for him and Dante to become father and son, just like it may take him time to build a relationship with Dante. Gio asks, "What if I don't want that?" He says Dante doesn't like him, and he's made that clear after Rocco's alcohol poisoning. Sonny advises not to make decisions in a rash state, and to take some time. Gio asks Sonny if he ever stopped hating Olivia for lying to him about Dante. Sonny never hated her. He was angry with her, and it took time to get past that. However, he loves Olivia, and he forgave her and doesn't regret it. Sonny tells Gio he is welcome here if he needs a place to stay. Gio thanks him and says he'll decide on his own what to do next. He tells Sonny, "See you around," and walks out. Later, Dante arrives, and Sonny says he just missed Gio. Dante says he missed 22 years of Joe's life, and that's Brooklyn's fault. Brooklyn lashes out. In the Quartermaine kitchen, Brooklyn tells Lois that Gio wants nothing to do with her, so she wants nothing to do with her ma. Gloria arrives and tells Brooklyn not to talk to her mother that way, but Brooklyn says she's just getting started. Gloria tells Brooklyn she has to calm down, and she owes them respect. Gloria tells her that her teenage pregnancy didn't just affect her, it also affected Lois. Lois explains that Brooklyn said she didn't want to be a mother, so she did what she thought was best for her and Gio. Gloria notes that Lois lied to spare her daughter the pain, and it ate her alive every day. Brooklyn says hiding her child under her nose was sparing her. Lois says keeping Gio in the family was the only way to ensure he was cared for and loved. Gloria asks Brooklyn if giving him to strangers and never seeing him again would have been a better plan. Brooklyn says they don't get to twist this, as thanks to them, she didn't know Gio was her son. Lois and Gloria say they made sure Gio was loved and protected. That was their priority. Brooklyn accuses them of acting like they did nothing wrong. Lois cries that she regrets how this came out, how much pain she's in, and how angry she is with them. Brooklyn asks if she regrets giving Gio to Camilla. Lois doesn't. Brooklyn yells that she knew Gio his whole life and didn't know he was her son, and when Camilla died and Gio became an orphan, they still said nothing. Brooklyn says Gio was only 12 when Camilla died. Lois and Gloria argue that Camilla was his world, and they didn't want to destroy his life. Brooklyn yells that Gio was alone and in pain, but Gloria and Lois say he had a whole family to support him. Still, Brooklyn notes that she was an adult at that point, and they kept him from her. She'll never forgive them for it. Gloria says they've always done what was best for her, and to stop hating her mother and thank her. Brooklyn cries that her child is in pain because of her mother. She says they don't know what kind of life she could have given Gio, or he could have given her. Brooklyn says she always thought she wasn't fully safe from the Quartermaine side of her family, but the truth is, she wasn't safe from them. Gloria insists that isn't true, and all this pain is Lulu's doing. Brooklyn knows Lulu hates her, but this is not how families should show love. Lois cries, "Please tell me you believe I love you." Brooklyn knows her mom loves her, but tells her to think about Gio on stage last night, having his life shattered. She yells, "You tell me if that was doing what was best for me and my son." Just then, Gio walks in. On the next General Hospital, Michael and Willow's custody hearing begins, and after a confrontation with Carly, Rick makes a call to someone and orders them to get to the courthouse. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.